Boy, boy, boy. Look, I keep it on to the T. UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. They come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Boy, this shit is too easy. I'm gonna go, but they don't believe me. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming, Vinny, beach. And the devil screaming out, bloody murder. Somebody close the curtain. On my grind, bitch, I'm working. Sorry, all them lies, they ain't working. You niggas weak, say we churchy. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. They cross the line, I'm gonna back up and I'ma hit his ass with his knife. And I come through 300 strong, 144 Leonidas. For my niggas, we eat. In this bitch with the itis. Say, all y'all do the sweet. Tell y'all to do the street. When nigga made the wrong move, when he make his ass out the league. He ain't one of us hit the league. He ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black, gully jack, man. All the niggas go retreat. Go ahead, I keep it on to the T. UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. They come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat.
You see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the street, put on my bitch, was in the field with it. You saw this cotton just after Uncle Phil with it. And then my target's on the move. I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Color Jack revolutionary. Cold on him like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we pace. We form up in ranks. We try to bag this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on, that's cap shit.
I keep it on to the T. UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck on the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here preach. They come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead.
Shalom, Lord Christ, Israel. This is the ISUPK, started out of 1 West Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. We are the ISUPK Kentucky. This here is your history class. And tonight's class is Monogamy is a failed experiment. Okay. And we got a lot of heavy topics we're gonna cover tonight. We're gonna go over a little bit of the history on monogamy and how long it's been around. We're also gonna touch on how it's failed, especially the Black and Hispanic communities. With the like the broken homes and women outnumber men. A lot of our men is locked up, so we're gonna touch on a whole lot of them topics right there. And also, is there a better option, or what is a better option? Is there a better option? We're gonna figure that out. And also, of course, we're gonna bring them scriptures to back everything up. All right, so if I could, let's go ahead and clap it up for tonight's class. Let's get it on. Now, first things first. There's different types of ways to live. You got the monogamy, which you know what monogamy is. Go ahead. What's monogamy?
One man, one woman.
Monogamy is one man, one woman. Another question: is monogamy lawful? According to the scriptures, is monogamy lawful? Monogamy is lawful. Okay. Uh, then we also have polygamy, which is POLYGAMY. Which what does that mean? You know what that means?
It's one woman, multiple men.
Not quite. This polygamy is multiple wives or multiple husbands. So basically, like what's going on today, everybody just everybody just having sex with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like animals in the wild. You know what I'm saying? Just males having sex with anything, females having sex with anything. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody basically having sex with everybody. Basically, what we have going on, what we see today in the Christian church, on the streets or whatever, we see that going on today. Do you have something?
Right.
Okay. Then we also have the polyandry. Well, you know what polyandry is?
That's multiple husbands.
That's one woman, multiple husbands. That's polyandry, which that's just disgusting as hell. Not a lot of people do the polyandry thing, but it's also been well, no, let me go back to the polygamy. Is that the polygamy? Everybody just sleeping with everybody. Is that lawful? That is unlawful according to the scriptures. The polyandry, women having more than one husband, is that lawful according to the scriptures? No, it's not. It's also scientifically proven that women aren't supposed to have more than one rod entering them, because every time a man enters a woman, a piece of his DNA is left behind, and it can alter her DNAs and stuff like that too. So it's even scientifically proven that you're not supposed to have more than one husband. And then you had the polygyny, which is the POLYGYNY. And what is that one?
That's one husband, multiple wives.
That's one husband, multiple wives. Is that lawful according to scriptures? That is definitely lawful according to the scriptures, and we will definitely prove that tonight. One man having one wife is lawful, and also a man having more than one wife is also lawful. Okay. Now also with like the what America has going on, you know what I'm saying, where they will accept or think or say it's okay for like just like what 100 plus different sexual orientations, you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, you can just 100 something for that. There's one, if whatever you want to call yourself, there's a sexual orientation for that. Okay. This kingdom also, you can change your entire sex. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're born a man, you can change yourself to be a woman, or if you're born a woman, you can change yourself to be a man, and that's okay in this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? You can casual sex. You can just go out there sexing any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? They call it being single. You know what I'm saying? Just out there just having sex with any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's even acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Because hell, all your songs, everything on TV, you know, the number one selling point is sex. Sex sells. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's what you see and everything like that. Her having 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 baby daddies, and then you had to accept all of them. You know what I'm saying? That's acceptable here in this kingdom, which all that's evil as hell. But if you bring up polygyny, then it's like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like you just cursed the Most High's name. You know, you just curse God's name if you say that word polygyny. It's like it's been so that word's been so demonized to the point where if you even think about it, you're just the most evil, awful, most awful person in the world. But yet, I mean, you're not the one bringing in 3, 4, 5 different baby daddies, and you know what I'm saying. You're not the one changing your sex. You're not the one marrying the same sex, which is all acceptable here in America for I don't know what reason, but it's for some reason it is accepted here, and that's just disgusting as hell, really. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that is also lawful according to the Most High God, that polygyny, where a man can have more than one wife. You know what I'm saying? That's just here in America. That's just, you know what I'm saying? If you say that, it's just like, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? If we could, let's go ahead and start reading that little article that I sent you. Because in this article, it's going to show us a lot of like the history behind monogamy, why it started, how long it's been here. It hasn't even really been here that long. I think it's like 1,000 years it's been here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even really been here that long. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna figure out why and exactly how it has failed us, because it has definitely failed us, and we're gonna figure that out. Whenever you get there, go ahead and start reading.
If monogamy doesn't come naturally to humans, why do so many modern societies insist on?
Hold on, Salak, if I could read the title. Read the title of that article.
Is monogamy unnatural?
Is monogamy unnatural? Is the title of this article. Go ahead.
Last week, a tabloid newspaper accused a prominent politician of a series of extramarital affairs. The report may or may not be true, but the dalliances of elected officials on both sides of the political aisle, from then Governor Mark Sanford to then Governor Eliot Spitzer, raise an important question. Why does monogamy prove so difficult for so many? And if it doesn't come naturally to humans, why do many modern societies insist on it? Biologist and evolutionary psychologist David P. Barash seeks to answer questions like these in his new book, Out of Eden. It is at once a good introduction to the topic of human sexuality and a useful corrective for those who have read alternative accounts of the topic, most notably the engaging but dubious 2010 book, Sex at Dawn. Perhaps the most important, the science explained here holds many implications for modern America, where monogamy is losing ground to instincts with much deeper roots in human history. For sexually reproducing species, much of importance can be traced to a single fact. Sperm are far more plentiful than eggs. A male can father an almost unlimited number of children if he can get enough females to participate.
Now, Salakia, I'm gonna stop you right there for a second. Go back up to the beginning of that sentence and read that again.
For sexually reproducing species, much of importance can be traced to a single fact. Sperm are far more plentiful than eggs.
Sperm are far more plentiful than eggs. So a man grows sperm or reproduces sperm every day, every couple of days inside his body. You know what I'm saying? And that's what creates that life. So just for like building a community purpose, you know what I'm saying? Polygyny would make more sense. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get a little bit deeper into this topic right there a little bit later, but just for that, because let's keep in mind that black people went from, what was it, like 16% after slavery to now we're like 12%. And I think Hispanics are like 16%. So at one point, black folks was the minority or the majority of the minority. And now that's not even the case. And we're also gonna get it. We're gonna get into that a little bit later. So keep that on your mind. We're gonna get into that a little bit later. Go ahead, keep going.
A male can father almost an unlimited number of children if he can get enough females to participate.
So where a woman can only have a child every 9 months, If a man has 10 women and has all 10 women pregnant, he can have 10 babies in 9 months. That's just math. That's just better math. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
A female, by contrast, can max out her reproductive capacity even with a single lifelong partner. By itself, this doesn't mandate polygyny, the form of polygamy in which males, but not females, are allowed multiple partners. Monogamy does exist in nature, as of course do females who seek out multiple partners. But nature does not seem to push things in the direction of polygyny, polygyny on our branch of the evolutionary tree. Among mammals, just 9% of species are monogamous. Among primates, just 29% are. Humans are a diverse lot. Before Western imperialism, 83% of indigenous societies were polygynous.
Slacky, read that one more time.
Humans are a diverse lot, but before Western imperialism, 83% of indigenous societies were polygynous.
So before the oppressor came and took over and started oppressing everybody, it was 83% of the indigenous people was did practice or well, I wouldn't say practice because that just sounds gay. But they just did they did polygamy. You know what I'm saying? That was part of the culture. That was part of what they did. Go ahead.
83% of indigenous societies were polygynous. 16% were monogamous.
16% were monogamous. Okay.
And 1% were polyandrous.
1% were just disgusting human beings and did the what is it, the polyandry? Did the polyandry? You know what I'm saying? Where woman would have multiple men. And also on that topic too, it's also scientifically proven that if a woman has sex with a man and then has sex with another man, the sperm, I guess they call them warrior sperms. Like them sperms fight off other sperm. You know what I'm saying? So it's unnatural. You know what I'm saying? Polyandry is just is unnatural. Go ahead.
What's interesting and frustrating for those looking for clean answers is that these categories aren't as exclusive as they seem. Polygynous human societies are only preferentially so. Many men still acquire one wife, and Barash writes that such pairings were probably the most common throughout human history. So
again, there's no law in the Bible that says you have to have more than one wife. There's no law in the Bible that says you even have to have one wife. You know what I'm saying? Because Paul had no wife. Christ had no wife. So you don't have to have a wife. But it's also not unlawful to have more than one wife. Solomon had more than one wife. Where he felt that was all them wives let them turn his heart away from the Most High. That's where he failed at. Okay, so it wasn't having the multiple wives. There's many examples. Abraham had more than one wife. Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, our forefather. You know what I'm saying? One of our forefathers had more than one. He had 4 wives. So it's 4 different women and one man that created the whole nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Monogamous societies, of course, always have their share of philandering and serial monogamy too. And there may have been a significant shift from polygyny toward monogamy beginning about 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, judging by genetic evidence. Some kings and warlords aside, ours is a case of moderate polygyny.
So basically, weak ass men created a thing to where all the prominent men couldn't get all the women. You know what I'm saying? So it was weak ass men that created the whole one woman thing and such because he basically was just a weak ass nigga. Go ahead.
Our polygynous past is very much with us, though, and not just in the contemporary societies that still allow men to have multiple wives. It seems to be built into our very bodies. In nature, species with the strongest polygynous inclinations, those whose males build the biggest harems, also tend to have the most exaggerated sexual dimorphism. There is a violent, high-stakes competition for females within these species, so males evolve to be bigger, stronger, and more aggressive. Indeed, human males are moderately taller, heavier, and more muscular than females, and it's males who commit the overwhelming majority of human violence. Polygynous roots are further evident in our sexual bimexerism. Along with polygynous species, males reach puberty later than females. Because in such a violent sexual market, it is unwise to begin competing before one is big and strong enough. Again, this is exactly what we see in humans. But what about women? Again, polyandry is exceedingly rare in a mating system. Importantly, though, polyandry can exist in some form even when it's not socially recognized.
Even when it's this, like basically when all these $40 women's out here going collecting their 40s, that's basically a polyandry relationship. You know what I'm saying? When a woman out here has more than one sexual partner, even though it's not socially recognized as a thing, that's still polygyny right there. Go ahead.
Importantly, though, polyandry can exist in some form even when it's not socially recognized. In humans and numerous other species, females who are officially tied to one partner may have others in secret. The secrecy being necessary to prevent not only social sanctions, but also violence and abandonment on the part of males. There are numerous potential advantages to this behavior, even though, as noted above, it won't necessarily increase the number of children.
It definitely, damn sure won't increase the number of children. It doesn't matter how many sexual partners a woman has, she can still only have one child per 9 months. Go ahead.
Through adultery, a female might get more resources or higher quality genes that her partner can provide. For example, polygyny plus a form of polyandry that adds up to polyamory. Well, no. Humans probably didn't evolve in the sort of peaceful sexual free-for-all imagined in Sex at Dawn. Promiscuous species like bonobos and the much more violent chimps engage in a lot of sperm competition because multiple males frequently mate with the same fertile female. Thus, they evolved toward that end with anatomical equipment designed to remove male semen and sperm cells designed to do battle with competitors inside the female body.
That's what I was just saying. When multiple males are putting the seed inside of a woman, read that last sentence again. Them semen battle each other off. Go ahead.
Anatomical equipment designed to remove rival male semen and sperm cells designed to do battle.
Sperm cells designed to do battle with
competitors inside the female
inside the female body, which could only be other sperm. Go ahead, keep going.
Humans may have some of these traits, for example, about the shape of the male appendage, and we are closely related to both bonobos and chimps, as argued in Sex at Dawn and conceded in Out of Eden. But we simply don't have these features to do anything like the degree those relatives of ours do. When it comes to sperm competition, the evidence is more consistent with covert polyandry described above than with the flagrant promiscuity of Sex at Dawn. What's more, Sexual jealousy appears to be human universal, seen nearly everywhere to some extent. It's not an arbitrary cultural construct as argued in Sex at Dawn. The fact of human paternal investment also argues against polyamory. In promiscuous species, fathers rarely invest in their children, instead focusing on impregnating more females, which is a more certain bet because they won't know which children are theirs anyway.
Right, that's the polygamy, the GANY, where everybody's just having sex with everybody, basically like it is today. Go ahead.
This hints at something modern humans are increasingly having to confront. If we're not naturally inclined toward monogamy, why force the issue? What do we gain?
Why force that issue? Ain't shit to gain from that. Keep going.
It's odd that so much of the world has adopted this custom if it's in tension with human nature. Sorting out why that happened is key to figuring out whether it should continue. Here we don't know the answers with scientific certainty, but Barash provides numerous reasons that cultures could have so-called evolved to support monogamy, and they double as reasons to preserve it. One, it's just math. Males and females are roughly equal in number. So if one male monopolizes multiple females, society will have to deal with the excess of males somehow.
Now, let me stop you right there for a second. Now, when it's talking about males and females are around the same number, that's not talking about the Black and Hispanic communities. That's talking about the white community, because right there in the so-called white community, there is roughly around the same amount of males as it is females. But as we're going to find out a little bit later, in the Black community and the Hispanic community, that is not the case. Females definitely outnumber men by a whole lot, actually. But I'm not going to get too far into that right this second, because we're going to get into that a little bit later. Go ahead, keep going.
Otherwise, the result is violent competition over harems. Monogamy, by contrast.
So also with that being the case, then if men and women was around the same 50-50, you know what I'm saying, then polygamy wouldn't make no sense, actually, because it would be a lot of lonely ass males out there, you know what I'm saying? Because if the one male got all the money, resources, and everything else, then, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be a lot of people without any of them resources that's got nothing. So, I mean, if that was the case, then that would make sense. But in the Black community, it just don't make sense at all, because, well, the number is actually 80. It's 80 Black men to every 100 women. Okay. And that doesn't include the Black men we've lost to the system that are in jail. That doesn't include the Black men we've lost to gun violence and gang violence, and that also doesn't include the homosexuals or the men that don't even want a Black woman to begin with. So that doesn't include all of them men. So once you include all of them men, it's more like 7, 8. Almost nine women to one man, if you add in all them variations of the men missing because of gang violence, the men missing because of being incarcerated, and the Black men that supposedly celebrate Mother's Day every year and love their mama but don't want a woman that look like their mama, and the homosexuals, you know what I'm saying? So if you take all them men out, that's a rare selection there for you women. You know what I'm saying? And the Bible say a man would be more precious than fine gold. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go ahead and stop there, because again, we are gonna touch on that a little bit later. Go ahead, keep going.
Monogamy, by contrast, ensures that ensures that mates are available for nearly all men. Incidentally, this is probably the most compelling argument as to why a society recognizes gay marriage.
Again, society will recognize gay marriage, will recognize 100 plus different sexual orientations. But if you say polygyny, it's like you finna start World War III. You say that word polygyny. You know what I'm saying? You say that word, you finna start World War III. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Joint parenting is another reason monogamy may have developed, especially given that human children are so helpless in their early years. The evidence is clear cross-culturally, as well as within modern societies, that human children benefit from the help of adults besides their mothers. This doesn't always mean dads.
So, monogamy is also another excuse for simp ass niggas, weak ass niggas, to go get a weak ass woman. Keep going.
By grandparents and other adults from the community, sometimes even unrelated males. Now, this may bring a heightened risk of abuse or infanticide.
That is definitely brings a heightened risk of abuse and sexual abuse as well, because I would say probably 7 out of 10 ladies that have been molested was molested by a mother's boyfriend.
But all else equal, father involvement helps kids survive and succeed. And monogamy aids this investment by ensuring that men know which children are theirs and that each mother has full access to the resources and the attention of her children's father.
So with monogamy, men was wanting to know, I mean, damn, is this child mine? Or is this John, Billy, Joe, John? Who child is this? You know what I'm saying? So I guess monogamy gave certain men a peace of mind, knowing that child belonged to them, and not their best friend because their best friend also hit it, and not their cousin because their cousin also hit it. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically the shit we go through today. Keep going.
There's some evidence that human sexual relationships develop on a timeline that ensures kids at least get off to a good start before their parents split up. And sexual activity releases hormones that instill.
Hold on, so Salakia, read that again.
There's some evidence that human sexual relationships develop on a timeline that ensures kids at least get off to a good start.
It ensures a kid at least get off to a good start before what?
Their parents split up.
Before those parents, and this is talking about monogamy, right? This is talking about monogamy. So this is a something. So man knows that child is his, but it also gives his child basically a heads up before him and his mother split up because he wants another woman. Again, the title of the title of the class is monogamy is a failed experiment. Keep going. God damn. Good night.
This pair binding is one reason that monogamy, including lifelong monogamy, is at least possible for humans, even if it doesn't spring naturally from our biological makeup.
So it's possible to be monogamous, but it's not natural to be monogamous. And we're going to learn why when we figure out how it's failed us. Go ahead. Keep going.
Relative to polygyny, monogamy may also better serve the interests, reproductive and otherwise, of women. In some cases, women may be better off sharing a high-status man than they would be having a low-status man to themselves.
Hold on. Read that again.
In some cases, women may be better off sharing a high-status man.
And that high status that is talking about is talking about like CEO, you know what I'm saying, like a one of them. What's the little gay dude to give that advice? Kevin Samuel, one of those Kevin Samuel type ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? What the hell he be talking about? But as we know, as the Most High told us, a man is more precious than fine gold. You know what I'm saying? So a man, just a man being that masculinity is worth more than, you know what I'm saying, than anything that so-called high value man can offer, because that high value man is probably also a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? So that the masculinity in that man is the most valuable thing that man can offer you as a feminine woman. Go ahead, keep going.
But this is not always the case. Polygyny can happen at the instance of powerful men. They benefit from having more children, and they shut down the protest of women and lesser men.
So monogamy benefits the woman and weak ass men. Polygyny does what now? Read that again. Just that
Polygyny can happen at the instance of powerful men. They benefit from having more children, and they shut down the protest of women and lesser men.
So basically, a man having more than one woman is more beneficial than a woman having more men, or just a woman by herself. Basically, you know what I'm saying? I say that to say because again, a man, if a man impregnates 10 women, he can have 10 children in 9 months. Where a woman, no matter how many sexual partners she has, can only have one child every 9 months. So just the math of building a community works more better if a man has more than one wife. And it also works better in our particular instance because women also outnumber men. Keep going.
Barash writes that we are essentially a tortoise and a hare tied together to run a race. The tortoise being our polygamous nature, and the hare being our monogamous culture. Which, of course,
hold on, Salakia, read that again. I might make that a Facebook post. Read that one. That was heavy right there. See that one more time.
Barash writes that we are essentially a tortoise and a hare tied together.
Tortoise and a hare tied together to run a race. Go ahead.
The tortoise being our polygamous nature.
The slow ass tortoise, the slow ass turtle is the polygamy nature, which that's one baby per 9 months. Keep going.
The tortoise being our polygamous nature, and the hare being our monogamous.
And the hare, that fast ass rabbit, being our culture. You know what I'm saying? Where men have more than one wife and can have 10 children in a span of 9 months. You know what I'm saying? That's just better math. When you're 12% of a population, goddamn, you got to figure something out. Keep going.
But it's possible that our nature is becoming more monogamous with time. For instance, Barash notes that
now it's becoming more monogamous with time because of Christianity and the forced lifestyle that's being forced upon people. But we're gonna figure out with the faith how it's failed us that being forced and stuff like that is we're gonna learn what the number one reason for divorce is. You know what I'm saying? And once we figure that out, then a lot of that monogamy shit won't make no sense. Keep going.
Barash pays relatively little attention, though, to the developments of recent decades. A tiny amount of evolutionary time that played host to a sea change in the human environment. The long-running trend toward monogamy may be reversing in the developed world. The decline of marriage in the U.S. is so well known that it hardly needs recounting here.
It's like it, and with that point right there, we're gonna bring that point up a little bit later too, where damn near half of the women of marriageable age ain't even been married, or what's so-called married, American married. You know what I'm saying? With the ring and a piece of paper married. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like almost 50% of women don't even know what marriage is. Was never experienced a marriage. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Today's adults are divorcing and remaining unmarried at a far greater rate than Americans did just decades ago.
And we're gonna go into this a little bit in more in depth as soon as this article is over. Keep going.
40% of American kids are born outside of marriage.
And that's because it that's because we've been lied to about what marriage is. We haven't been taught what an actual marriage is. You know what I'm saying? Women have been taught from knee high to grasshopper that get that ring and piece of paper. That's what makes the marriage. You know what I'm saying? When the scriptures tell us that sex makes the marriage. You know what I'm saying? And also we're gonna go and get into that too, and how the church, the Christian church, has failed us in this. You know what I'm saying? Has failed us with this monogamy shit. Keep going.
The parents of these children are usually still romantically involved when the birth takes place, but more often than not, they eventually move on. For whatever reason, the tendency to frequently repartner seems more pronounced in America than in other developed countries.
So it's just a thing where a man or woman can leave a man or a woman and just go get with somebody else just because. Doesn't even matter the reason or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ask 90% of the reason why this woman left her last man, you're gonna get one or two reasons. You want to just take a wild guess at one of them 1 or 2 reasons is?
If I could, sir, he had another woman.
He had another woman. That would be one of them. And what would be the other one?
He didn't have enough money for her.
Not exactly. You want to take one more shot before I give it to you?
If I could, kids with his.
Good night. Good night. Now, what I was looking for was like a lot of women leave just because they're not happy. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't happy. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. That mean it doesn't even have to be nothing that he did. You know what I'm saying? She just wasn't happy, so she's gone. You know what I'm saying? Them is like the number 1 and 2 reasons why relationships are broke up. Keep going.
Unsurprisingly, lifetime sexual monogamy, something Perez calls exceedingly rare, probably overstating things a bit, has also evidently fallen. Since 1989, the General Social Survey has been asking Americans how many sex partners they've had since they turned 18. When interviewed in their later years, 40% of Americans born in the 30s reported at most 1. That number fell about 10 points among those born in the 40s, about 10 more points again among those born subsequently. No doubt this partly reflects on not changing sexual behavior, but a decline in the stigma of admitting to multiple partners. But presumably, much of the change is real too. There is no trend in Americans reporting 2 or 3 partners.
I mean, because it used to be a time where if a woman was with more than one man, like she was shunned. Like you're a whore. You know what I'm saying? Like you like bitch. You are no good. You know what I'm saying? She was shunned. But today, in today's society, that whore has become the Mona Lisa. You know what I'm saying? Like that whore has become the goddamn Mona Lisa of the you know what I'm saying? Like goddamn, really? Like so many women today are satisfied going man to man to man to man being whores. Like how does that, like I don't understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just goddamn that what that movie Think Like a Man, like goddamn man. Come on, man. That's not femininity. That's not even what a man wants. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I wish I could say that because men love whores. Men love sleeping with whores. If men didn't love whores, more women wouldn't be whores. So you know what I'm saying? It that does fall back on us, man. We don't get passed for this bullshit neither. You know what I'm saying? Running around sleeping with whores. I mean, shit. Before I found the truth, hey, shit happens. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know what I'm saying? It's just you know better, you do better. You know what I'm saying? And what's the scripture say? Don't prostitute that daughter out to be a whore, or don't prostitute that daughter out to be a whore. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be teaching your daughters out here to look at them shoes, see if he got, you know what I'm saying, see if he make him spend that money on you. You know what I'm saying? That's not what women are supposed to be teaching their daughters to do. Keep going. Let's go ahead and finish that article out.
Like the rise of monogamy, the fall of monogamy is not as well understood as we might hope. But there are certainly some obvious aspects. Modern economies and welfare states have made men less necessary as providers, especially men who don't have money or social status to offer a mate anyhow.
Now, Salaki, if I could, the way America has been designed for the black man, you know what I'm saying, that just counts you out all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Because it's set up for you to not to have a good job. It's set up for you to be a failure. Everything is set up for you to fail here in America. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Birth control has held out the promise of sex without children, even as most methods often fail. And as Barash would point out, the traditional regime was already struggling against our evolutionary history. So a seemingly dominant social institution may have been less secure than it looked. All of these trends added together are frightening because none of them are likely to turn around. There are steps that might help to rejuvenate marriage in the modern world. There are also ways of mitigating the consequences of non-monogamy. I've written elsewhere, for example, that the potential of virtually fail-safe birth control methods to reduce unintended and premarital childbearing. Certainly, it is promising that marriage has held up among the educated. Even that unmarried parents profess to believe in the institution of marriage and all it offers. Regardless, we might be past peak monogamy. Monogamy, after all, does not come naturally. It is not the norm unless the society enforces it as such.
Monogamy is not a norm unless the society forces it as such. Keep going.
There are immense benefits to doing so, but it is unclear how well we humans can achieve this aim in the present environment.
Is that it on there?
Okay.
Okay. So basically, we've just learned that monogamy is a failed experiment, just like the title of the class has said. Now it's not just monogamy that's failed. You know what I'm saying? The polygamy and the polyandry is also are failures as well. You know what I'm saying? So now I wouldn't say monogamy isn't all the way a failure because it does work in some cases. But in those cases, you know what I'm saying, like a woman trying to force that case, it's not always the best thing, or a society trying to force that case. It's not always a good thing. So now what are some reasons how monogamy has failed us?
If I could, we have is it like a 50% divorce rate?
Yeah, it is actually a 50% divorce rate. But that's across America. You know what I'm saying? Just in the Black and Hispanic community, it's closer to 80%. It's close to 80%, and mostly in most cases, 9 out of 10 cases, women are initiating the divorce. You know what I'm saying? What else? What's another reason? What's another thing you got?
If I could, how many of us in our communities grow up without fathers in the house?
Okay. Okay. But well, I wouldn't say that would be a failure of monogamy. That would be more so like a failure of femininity. You know what I'm saying? That's more so what that is. But what the article say, it's been forced on us. You know what I'm saying? So that also it has been forced, and with it being forced, then comes the divorce. You know what I'm saying? Divorces and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now, with also with it being forced, what's that saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure. You know what I'm saying? That shit for simp ass niggas comes to life now. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Women talking about how they don't want to be in the 20s no more. You know what I'm saying? Being in the kitchen, cooking and cleaning and whatnot. But newsflash, ladies, back in the 20s, the single parent household and the single woman, that was rare back in the 20s. You know what I'm saying? Most 9 out of 10 women had a man coming home every night. Even if he had a family on the other side of town, you still had your husband and you was happy. You know what I'm saying? Also, like that, just how women say they don't have to deal with the shit our grandmothers or grandparents had to deal with. Well, our grandparents was happy. You know what I'm saying? Our grandmothers was happy. They had a man. They wasn't whores. They wasn't running around here with 5, 6, 7 different baby daddies. They didn't charge $40 every time a man came over. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing back then. Like women wasn't walking around half naked with their ass hanging out. All on Instagram, social media, got ass hanging out, shaking ass every. You know what I'm saying? Like all that wasn't a thing back then. You know what I'm saying? Women actually in the 20s, women actually respect themselves. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? When the feminist movement came around and these women decided they didn't want the man, you know what I'm saying, to be in the house, that basically fucked off everything in the black community. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now with that divorce, you know what I'm saying? It's like a it's 42. It's actually 42% for the nationwide. You know what I'm saying? So nationwide, 42% of marriages in all races are end up in divorce. In the black community and Hispanic community, it's closer to 80%. You know what I'm saying? Um, and again, let's go back to that like the number one reason why divorces happen. The number one reason is infidelity. A man has another woman. You know what I'm saying? That's usually what it is. So some of the cases, it was the woman cheated with another married woman, which is also unlawful, or another married man, which is also unlawful. But you know what I'm saying? Like infidelity, man having another woman is 9 out of 10 times why most women leave that marriage. You know what I'm saying? If you could give me First Chronicles 7 and 10. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been taught our whole lives that polygyny is wrong, and it's just bad, and you know what I'm saying, all this. But you know what I'm saying? If it was only supposed to be one man, one woman, or whatnot, you stood up before the preacher and said this and whatnot. Well, first of all, none of that shit the preacher said that says is actually in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And two, again, in the black community, 80% of marriages end in divorce. So you know what I'm saying? Like that literally is just makes no sense. Go ahead. When you get there, go ahead and read.
The book of First Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 10. the sons also of Jediel, Bilhan, and the sons of Bilhan.
First, you in First Corinthians?
Oh, Salaki.
Yeah, for First Corinthians 7 and 10.
The book of First Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 10. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband.
Let not the wife depart from the husband. So that them 80% of divorces in the Black and Hispanic community, and out of them 80% of divorces, 79% of them are coming from the woman. What it say?
Let not the wife depart from her husband.
Most High said, "Let not the wife depart from the husband." Keep going.
Verse 11. And if she depart, let her remain unmarried.
And if she do depart, let her be let her remain unmarried. Again, sex makes the marriage. So if she leaves her husband, then that means she can't go out having sex no more. Keep going.
Or be reconciled to her husband.
Or she need to be reconciled to her husband. She need to go back to her husband. If she need to have her back blown out, she need to go back to her husband.
And let not the husband put away his wife.
And let not the husband put away the wife. Okay, so a man cannot leave a woman just because he's tired of the bitch. Doesn't work that way. Once a man put that rod inside that woman, she's yours for the rest of your life, player. Go to Mark 10 and 12. Because again, like society and the church and everything will accept will accept gay marriage and men having or women having multiple boyfriends or whatever. But you say that word polygyny, it's all hell breaks loose. You say that word. You know what I'm saying? And again, the in the Black community, we only make up 12% of the population. Hispanics make up 17. I think 16 or 17% of the population. Okay, so if and again, what I say was 80. It was 80 men to every 100 Black women. For every 80 Black men, for every 100 Black women, there's 80 Black men. And again, that does not take into account the men that have been locked up and we've lost to the judicial system. That doesn't count the men that we've lost to gang violence and gun violence. And it also doesn't count the men that want to marry outside their race. And it doesn't count the men that are homosexual and don't even want a woman. Okay, Mark 10 and 12. Go ahead.
The book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 12. And if a woman shall put away her husband.
If a woman shall put away her husband, will a woman leave or divorce her husband? Go ahead.
And be married to another.
And marry another man. Go ahead.
She committeth adultery.
She committeth adultery. Sick bitch. Keep going.
Verse 13. And they brought young children to him.
Okay, that was it on 12? Okay, that's really all I wanted for 12. So we can go ahead and drop that. Again, monogamy is lawful. There's nothing wrong with monogamy. You know what I'm saying? So if ladies, if you can find a man that just wants you and you alone, hey, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? But don't shun or down or talk bad to the ones that want more than one wife, because that is also lawful. If he wants more than one wife, he can have that. And it's not your decision whether he gets it or not. It's not up to you. You don't get a say in it or none of that shit. You just be the good wife you can be. Now give me Matthew 25. And we'll start at verse 1, because a lot of Christians like to say that, oh yeah, the multiple wives, yada yada, all that stuff, that's in the Old Testament. Well, right here in the New Testament, it's in the New Testament as well. You know what I'm saying? Read through 13 and we'll go back and break it down.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins.
Now, what color are these words?
Red.
These color. So this is Christ. Christ is likening the kingdom of heaven to 10 virgins. Keep going.
Which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Verse 2. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps with no oil in them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins rose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps have gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there not be enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterwards came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily, I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
Okay, so let's go back up to the top. Christ likened the kingdom of heaven to unto 10 virgins. Okay, go ahead, read verse 1 again.
The kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
Now, these 10 brides, out of these 10 brides, the 10 brides, they all took lamps to go meet up with the man that they're gonna marry. Keep going.
5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish.
5 of them were smart, and 5 of them was dumb as shit. Keep going.
They that were foolish took their lamps with no oil in them.
See, them dumbass ones, they took a lamp that burns oil, and they didn't bring no extra oil. They didn't know what time the bridegroom was coming, but they didn't think to bring no extra oil just in case. Keep going.
While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him.
Now see here, the bridegroom is coming. Let's go out and meet him. Go ahead.
Then all the virgins arose and trimmed their lamps.
They all got up, turned the lamps on. Go ahead.
And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out.
See, them foolish ones that didn't want to bring no extra oil with them, they lamps ain't lighting up. They done went out. But the wise ones, they took the oil. They took extra oil with them because they didn't know what time the bridegroom was coming. They didn't know.
Verse 9, but the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there not be enough for us and you.
Like, no, I'm not finna give you none. Keep going.
But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves.
Better go buy you some. Go ahead.
Verse 10, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came.
See, when they was gone to go buy some oil to light the lamps, the bridegroom came. Go ahead.
And they that were ready went in with him to the marriage.
The one that was ready went into the marriage.
And the door was shut.
The door was shut after that. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us.
Now, them dumb ones that didn't bring no extra oil for their lamp, they had to go buy some, and when they came back, the door was shut. Keep going.
But he answered and said, Verily, I say unto you, I know you not.
He said, I don't know y'all. Who is you? Keep going.
Verse 13. Watch therefore, For you know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
So again, the Christ likened 10 virgins to being the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so yes, multiple wives is in the New Testament too for all you Christians out there. Now, like I was saying earlier, for every 100 black women, there's 80 black men, and again, that doesn't take into account the men that's been locked up, the ones that have been shot down dead due to gang violence. That doesn't include the men that don't even want a black woman or Hispanic woman, and it doesn't include all the homosexuals. So when you actually add that number up for the black community, it's more like 8-1, 9-1. You know what I'm saying?
It's 12.
It's more like 12-1. It's more like 12 women to one man. When you take all them variables into effect. Give me Isaiah 4:1. Cause I mean, it's no coincidence that it's 7 to 12 more women than men. There's no coincidence for that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And in that day 7 women.
In that day 7 women. Go ahead.
Shall take hold of one man.
Shall take hold to one man.
Saying, we will eat our own bread.
We'll eat our own food.
Wear our own apparel.
We'll wear our own clothes. We'll get our own clothes. Make our own clothes. Go ahead.
Only let us be called by thy name.
Only let us be called by your name.
To take away our reproach.
To take away our reproach. Which reproach? That let me Google that real quick. Reproach means like shame. You know what I'm saying? Like taking away their shame. You know what I'm saying? That's what reproach means. Now, also, like I was saying earlier, to build a community or to build a nation, you know what I'm saying? A woman can only have a child every 9 months. You know what I'm saying? So if you're building a community or building a nation, it's going to take a hell of a long time to build any type of numbers or nation having reproducing once every 9 months. You know what I'm saying? If a man has 20 wives, now again, when we say wives, we ain't talking about the side bitches or anything like that. We ain't not talking about whores and side bitches or none of them. You know what I'm saying? A wife, a woman that we will have to deal with for the rest of her life. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about here. We're not just talking about any side hoes. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about actual women that we have to and we know we have to take care of for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? If a man had 20 wives and all of them is pregnant, you know what I'm saying? There's 20 babies every 9 months. You know what I'm saying? The just simple addition. Go ahead.
I got a code scripture for Matthew 19:29.
Go ahead.
Bring that up. I got Matthew 19:29. And everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive an 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So basically what this scripture is talking about is how much you're going to increase for giving up like your wife, your kids, you feel me, your money, you feel me, to do the work of the Lord. He's saying he's going to increase that. And it's only on one way you can increase having. If you had one wife at the time, and that's like now you having 100 in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
So, that's all I got.
That's heavy. Now we're gonna go through some couple scriptures right here. Go to Exodus 21:10. Cause we're gonna show you examples of having multiple wives in the Bible. Go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife.
If he take another wife, go ahead.
Her food.
Her food.
Her raiment.
Her raiment.
And her duty of marriage.
Her duty of marriage
shall not diminish.
Shall he not diminish? So taking any man that is willing and able to take on a whole nother responsibility of taking care of that woman. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a whole nother life that's yours. You have to take care of. You have to protect and provide and all that for. You know what I'm saying? So if you you know what I'm saying, like a lot of women be thinking that this is, you know what I'm saying, be thinking cardinal, it's just about sex. It's just about sex. No, it's not just about sex, because that's for a man, that's taking on a whole nother responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Taking on the what's the word? What's a good word I'm looking for? Taking on the burdens of having another wife. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't really benefit him. You know what I'm saying? That mostly benefits it benefits her, because, like the Bible says, when every man and woman shall even cling to every woman shall cling unto her husband, her own husband. Keep going.
Verse 11.
No, go ahead, drop that. Give me Deuteronomy 24 and 5. Let's run through these real quick. Deuteronomy 24 and 5.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24, verse 5. When a man have taken a new wife,
when a man take a new wife,
he shall not go out to war, neither shall he be charged with any business.
So if he take him a new wife, he doesn't even have to go to war. You know what I'm saying? Hell, in this kingdom, you can just have a baby, and you still have to ship your ass over there and go to war. Let alone have just a new wife. You know what I'm saying? You can have a baby, a child, and you still got to ship over across seas and go fight in Iraq or Afghanistan or somewhere. Is that it on verse 5? Go ahead.
But he shall be free at home 1 year, and shall cheer up his wife, which he hath taken.
He should get a whole year at home with this woman. You know what I'm saying? Like if a man have a child that's in the oppressor's army, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if if she's in the army, she get like 6 or 8 months off or something like that. But he doesn't get a day off. Is that it on verse 5? Give me Deuteronomy 20, 21, and 15. And again, when you take another wife, that doesn't mean that you get rid of your other wife. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that you replaced or anything like that. You have to keep them both, or all three, or however many it is. You got to keep them out. Keep going. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 15. And if a man have 2 wives.
If a man have 2 wives. See, it is 2 wives, another wife. You take another wife, have 2 wives. It's all through the Bible.
One beloved and the other hated.
One that he loves and one that he hates.
And they have both borne him children.
And they both bore him children. They both had a child. Go ahead.
Both the beloved and the hated.
Go ahead.
And if the firstborn son be hers that was hated.
If the firstborn son be the one of the wife that you hate, go ahead.
Then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated. So
it don't matter how much you hate this bitch. You know what I'm saying? If that was your firstborn son, that's still your firstborn goddamn son. You can't make the other one because you like this woman. You can't make that the firstborn son. You still have to. That's still your firstborn son. You know what I'm saying? Go to Luke 16 and 18. Cause this is the New Testament too for all you Christians that say this multiple wives is just the Old Testament.
The book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 18.
Go ahead.
Whosoever putteth away his wife.
Whosoever putteth away his wife will divorce his wife. Go ahead.
And marrieth another.
And if you put away your wife to go marry another woman, go ahead.
Committeth adultery.
You committed adultery.
And whosoever marrieth her that is put away from her husband.
And if a man marries you or has sex with you, why because this man has put you away, go ahead.
Committeth adultery.
Y'all both commit adultery, which is punishable by death. Is that it on 18? Okay, go to Matthew 5:32. So basically, you can't put away one woman to go marry another woman. You know what I'm saying? If you have a woman and you want to marry another woman, keep your other woman too. You got to keep them both. You got to keep them all. You can't throw them away. You lay down with them, you got to keep them. Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 32. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife.
Whosoever shall put. Now again, the number one reason for divorce is infidelity, and 80% of women are the ones that are leaving the man. You know what I'm saying? And all these scriptures right here it has shown us that a woman is not supposed to leave her man. I don't give a damn what the church done told you, how high your pedestal has been, or none of that shit. Okay? If you chose to lay down with that man, that's your man. Don't decide to be a whore because you can. Yeah, you can go out and be a whore, but you don't have to just because you can. Go ahead. What you got?
Verse 32. But I say unto you that whosoever putteth away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication.
If you put away your wife, besides the fact that if she cheated on you, go ahead.
Causeth her to commit adultery.
You cause her to commit adultery.
And whosoever shall marry her.
And whosoever should marry her.
That is divorce, committeth adultery.
That is divorce, committeth adultery. That's adultery. Okay. So 80% of these divorces are being initiated by these wicked ass, unruly ass women that have been taught to be monsters by this goddamn Christian church and this society. But here in the ISUPK, we don't give a damn about none of that. We're gonna break all that shit. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna pass the class on to Hamawar.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to save themselves in the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means a tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. More clarification on that. We'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers watching the stream. Amazim Shabbat. Amazim Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakathon. Courtesy salute to the sisters. Amazim Shabbat. Amazim Barak. Yahweh Shema Abdam Ba'ashem Yahushua. Class dismissed.